Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EPSY 255. Can you believe we only have about a month left together? It's been so great getting to know you all through your writing. This week, we are going to discuss families. Families, you can love them or you can hate them. But one thing for sure is that families influence children's development. And the first thing that we're going to start off with is understanding how families are systems and how they fit into Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. As you can see here, we have this child and their microsystem. An example of their microsystem is their immediate family. So based on Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory, we can understand that every family is a system. And in this system is something called mutual synchrony. Mutual synchrony is the explanation that each person's behavior depends on the other person's behavior. A very simplistic way to think about mutual synchrony would be the game of peekaboo. The parent covers their face and then uncovers their face, and the child responds. So the child's behavior is influenced by what the parent does. And usually the parents are really happy when their child smiles, and the child will smile back. So the children smiling influences the parent's behavior for them to smile as well. There is something else that goes on inside of the family system, and that is something called reciprocity. Reciprocity or reciprocal socialization, often happens between parents and children. And this reciprocal socialization is where not only children influence their parents' behavior, but also parents influence their children's behavior. You can even think about with siblings. Siblings influence each other's behavior. And it's not just one sibling influences the other sibling, but the socialization is bi-directional. The children and the parents influence each other. There are family processes inside of a family, and two processes are the cognitive and the emotional family processes. Something that is a cognitive family process is the role of parents. Parents, depending on the culture, depending on their own upbringing, they can have their own understanding of what their role is as a parent, what their beliefs are as a parent as far as guiding their children. And not only their values about their parental role, but parents also have their own understanding of how children should behave and how they should also influence their children's behavior and their beliefs. What's important to know is that when children interact with parents, children learn how to express their emotions. Now, if a parent expresses their emotions appropriately, then a child is going to learn how to express their emotions appropriately. But if a parent does not express their emotions appropriately, then a child is going to learn inappropriate ways to express their emotions. And of course, children influence their parents as well. So obviously, children's behavior is going to influence what emotions the parents display and also how they display or express those emotions. And there are two types of parents in regards to how they teach their children about emotions. The first are the emotion coaching parents. And these parents, they believe that their role is not to shut down a child's negative emotions. But what they do when children display negative emotions such as anger or crying, They believe that this is an opportunity to teach their children what those emotions are and how to effectively deal with emotions. So a parent may see a child crying, and when they see their child crying, they may ask them emotion coaching parents may ask their child what is wrong, and they often may tell them to use their words. And they say, well, this, I understand you feel this way. It is okay to feel like this. But what would be a more appropriate way to deal with the emotions that you're feeling? That would be an example of emotion coaching parents. On the flip side, we have emotion dismissing parents. And emotion dismissing parents, they feel that it is their job to change the negative emotions. Or they may just flat out ignore or even deny that their child is experiencing these negative emotions. So emotion dismissing parents do not validate the emotions that their child is feeling. And in this next slide, we're actually going to look at a clip from the movie, the Pixar movie that deals with emotions. And we're going to look at emotion coaching and emotion dismissing. So let's take a look at this video.
Hey, who's ticklish, huh? Here comes the tickle monster! Hey, big mom, look at this! Oh, here's a fun game. You point to the train station and we all go there! Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station! I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took the stick.
So the first part would obviously be an example of emotion dismissive. They are trying to change the way that this person feels to make them feel happy and to get their mind off of how they're feeling. So that would be an example of emotion dismissing. And now we're going to take a look at emotion coaching.
Station! I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took something that you loved. It's gone. Forever. Sadness. Don't make him feel worse. Sorry.
It's all he had left of Riley.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time, we had breakfast twice that day.
Sadness! It sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah, it's sad.
You can see how sadness validated the imaginary friend's emotions and did not try to change the imaginary friend's emotions. So that would be an example of emotion coaching, where you're trying to empathize with the person, validate how they feel, and just let them be able to express their emotions how they feel necessary, as long as it's in the guidelines of appropriate behavior. Okay, I'm going to see you all on the next video, and we're going to talk about multiple developmental trajectories. See you then.